Good evening and welcome to Two at Top Football. Gav Mack and Stephen Cotton. And the reason why I'm laughing is because I knew Cotton was going to be a little bit late. And I was like, right, I know StreamYard likes to kick you out seconds before you go live and that. And it came up to 10 past. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to crack on now. And as soon as the intro started, I saw his shiny red forehead. How are you, Cotton?
Yeah, I'm hot, man. I've literally just ran from work. Like that was some timing. Whew. Still got the London Pride windbreaker on. Let's get naked.
Ain't it? Yeah. Get yourself comfortable, son. Yeah. Before we carry on, of course, the socials going on the bottom of the screen. Follow us on all social media platforms at Two at Top Football, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, etc. At Two at Top Football. And if you didn't know already, if you put it Two at Top into Google, our name comes up first. There is going to be more talk about it on MAD, but I just want to let you know that Osasuna are beating Atletico Madrid away from home in the race for the title. And Real Madrid, last time I checked, were 1-0 up. So as it stands, because of the head-to-head, Real Madrid are going into the final day of the season, level on points, on 81 points with Atletico Madrid. And they are ahead because of the head-to-head, but
Barcelona are also drawing.
Yeah, Barcelona. Yeah, they were 1-0 up against Celta Vigo, and now it's one apiece. So yeah, it's not looking good for them.
Oh my Lord!
Well, that just adds to the emotion of what has been an ultimately super emotional weekend with football. And I think even though we've had Premier League football, I feel like the only way to start is with the FA Cup final, which was Chelsea versus Leicester. And Leicester won the game with an absolute thundercunt strike. There's only one way of putting it, and that was from Yuri Tielemans after 63 minutes. If you want to win an FA Cup, that is how the winning goal goes in.
It is. It's literally, I know it's so cliche, but that is a goal worthy of winning any final. Like, absolute ping. I mean, as soon as he gets the ball, there's only one thing on his mind. He hasn't even thought twice about it. He's picked up the ball and just smash. And listen, when we saw Kepa in the lineup, a lot of my mates text me saying Kepa's in the lineup, Leicester win. Now, does a slightly taller goalkeeper reach the top corner for this one, or is it just too good of a strike?
Both. Okay. I think a taller. Honestly, I think a taller keeper gets. I think a taller keeper gets a touch on it, but I still think that touch isn't going to be enough to divert it away from goal. That is a strike and a half. It was gathering pace the second it left his right peg, and it was going in that lovely sort of trajectory towards the. It's a goal and a half.
It was such a weird strike of the ball because it wasn't like laces and it wasn't like a side foot. But it wasn't a knuckleball. It was like everything combined. It just kind of lifted up and moved. At one point, it didn't even look like it had that much pace on it, but it just went like it was like slow motion.
Yeah, it gathered pace on the way. That's the thing. Yeah, because when he actually struck it, I was like, whoa. But in the build-up of that, Leicester won the ball and they were trying to have a look at that to see whether it was handball in it off Perez. But the ball was deflected off Perez. He's hit his knee and then bounced up onto his hand.
Well, yeah, but we've said this before, right? The VAR, the worst thing is when fans use VAR to fit an agenda. Now, all season, every single fan of every club has said, this handball rule's stupid. This handball rule's stupid. We don't want it. We don't want this. We don't want that. The minute it happens to the team they support, how is it not handball? It's an outrage. A Chelsea fans not remembering the Havertz's goal against West Brom, was it, when it clearly touched his hand, and they said that too many phases of play or whatever. I mean, it swings and roundabouts, man. You can't condemn these rules every week, and then when it happens against you, go, well, it's handball. It's never a handball, man. If you're going to start giving handballs for that, then I know we say it every week. If you're going to start giving that for that, if that's a handball, man, like what do you want to do? What game do you want to play? Do you want it to be like Sabutio. Do you want to play Sabutio? Because that's where we're going, where like everyone gets one turn kicking the ball to another person while you're all stationary. Because that, I swear, that's what some people want at the minute.
It's the route we're going down at the moment. Let's be real.
Yeah.
There was an equaliser from Ben Chilwell / Wes Morgan. I don't know who it was meant to have come off last, but it was ruled out for offside. Thoughts?
He's offside, isn't he?
It's tight though, isn't it?
It's tight, but is he offside?
But what part was it? Was it his shoulder? Was it his elbow?
Again, we've had this all year. Chelsea aren't the first team to be like to feel aggrieved because someone's armpit hair has been given offside. I mean, we've all had it. I know that doesn't make it right. It shouldn't be swings and roundabouts. But listen, those have been ruled out all season. Just because it's a cup final doesn't mean you can't not rule it out. I mean, again, how many questions can we have about how thick the lines are, or when the screenshot was taken from when the ball is leaving a foot or whatnot? But I mean, again, it's not given.
I'm glad it wasn't given, but because I wanted Leicester to win it. But I feel that was.
Do you know? I wanted Leicester to win. I really wanted Leicester to win the FA Cup because I really want Chelsea to win the Champions League, and I don't feel like I could have let them have them both. Like it's one or the other. Well, it's not one or the other. It's not one or the other. I want Chelsea to win the Champions League, but I couldn't have them winning the double.
I don't want Chelsea to win it
as well. You don't want Chelsea to win the Champions League?
No, of course I don't want them to win the Champions League.
Oh yeah, because right. This is where we differ because you're obviously London and I'm United. I mean, to us, it's not just because it's City. Like, we don't want another name on the trophy. Like, obviously, it means.
See, I like seeing new names on the trophy, which was hard for me 2 years ago when it was Liverpool versus Spurs. Because if I was more of a neutral fan, I would have loved it if Tottenham had won the Champions League because it would have been a new name on the trophy. But there was no part of my soul that would have been able to live with that for the rest of my life, and having Liverpool win it as well, so they could just bang on about six and all that sort of stuff. It's like, it was a little bit like in 2008 when it was you lot versus Chelsea, and I was like, can we just blow the stadium up? No injuries, no deaths, nothing like that, but just blow the stadium up so the game can't be played, and then let the semi-finalists battle it out between each other. That would have been
just a bum scare, not even a bum, just a bum scare. Evacuate the stadium,
yeah.
Get them all out.
Bit like United Bournemouth all over again last day of the season.
Oh God, I forgot about that. But it actually was like a bomb.
I remember that very well.
It was a fake one, wasn't it? That they were doing some like terrorist training, and they actually left it in the stadium. Like, well done, guys. Well done. You got the live drill that you wanted.
You did your job. Now, yeah, you mentioned about Schmeichel's saves. He made 2 absolute world-class saves, but one of them, as far as I'm concerned, is the best save I've ever seen in a final. That arm was so bloody strong, it was unreal.
What are you saying? Oh no, wait, that was that semi-final? Seaman on.
David Seaman, that was semi-final.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll go with you for final then. Yeah, just such like he's just an unreal save. And do you know what? It must be really hard for him because we all think of him as a top keeper. Like, Schmeichel is a good keeper, but I just think we all still, even if we don't like to admit it, we all still hold him in his dad's shadow. And I mean, it's hard not to.
Oh, yeah.
But I reckon, honestly, if he had a different name, I think we'd be really raving about him. But because he's a Schmeichel, we just assume he has to make that save. He's a Schmeichel, mate. Like, what would you expect? Like, but yeah, he's top quality, man. Just the Leicester win was, I feel like a win for football. And that's not just because I didn't want Chelsea to win or whatnot, but like, I know we'll probably go into it deeper or whatnot, but like the way the owner was after the game and actually cares about his club, cares about his players, cares about results. And plus, obviously, Leicester weren't involved in this whole like Super League top 6 thing, so it was kind of a win for the other boys sort of thing. Do you know what's even crazy? We were talking about this yesterday at work. Could you imagine the odds about 5 years ago if you'd have put Leicester to win the Premier League and FA Cup in the next 5 years? Like, what would you have got? Oh. You'd have got thousands to 1.
Oh. Well, it's 5,000 for them to win the league, let alone the FA Cup.
You'd have put a bookie out of business doing that. I'm telling you now, like it's absolutely mental. But fair play to him, man. It shows you.
I wonder where Jennings' bet has been.
when you like, yeah, that was it. Sports Index. It shows you when you run a club properly, and I mean, not even just their results. I mean, look, Kante, Mahrez, Fofana. Look at the players they're finding and how much they're buying these players for. Like every single level of like anything you can gauge it on at that club seems to be run so well. It's baffling. I don't know where to start, sort of thing. But good on them. Good on Leicester.
No,
I'm happy for them.
Dylan's watching the show with us. Thanks very much for watching, Dylan. He's asked a question. Who do you think your man of the match was, lads? And I don't think I could really differ from what they said. And being Tielemans, not just for the strike, but he was everywhere, covered every blade of grass.
Yeah, do you know what? If it wasn't Tielemans, it's a very strong shout for Fofana. Very strong shout for Fofana. Quickly just diverting, have some breaking news. Atletico Madrid 2, Osasuna 1. Atletico have just scored.
They've taken the lead.
Oof.
How have they got away with that?
Big oof. I mean...
there's no messing about there. The thing is, they went 1-0 down on 75 minutes. Wow.
Well, I've got... The goal has gone through. It hasn't told me the score yet, so you know what it's like. There's still time for that to be... Oh, my God! Barcelona are losing 2-1 to Celta Vigo. Lenglet has been sent off. Barca are done. Barca are signed, sealed, delivered, out of the title race. Done. Game over. Right.
I bet Kendall Rogan is having a wonderful time right now. She's doing a live watch along for that. So, don't leave us to watch her right now. Watch her back so we can see the reactions once you finish watching us. We don't want to like fall out of anyone or things like that. YouTube fam and all that sort of stuff.
Celta Vigo.
Wow.
Santi Mina in the 89th minute. Oof. And Atletico Madrid, their goal scorer still hasn't come through. So I wouldn't be surprised if they might be looking at some VAR there, which would be hilarious. Ooh.
Well, if you want to talk about VAR, then we've got to talk about this game because that was West Brom versus Liverpool. And yes, just to add to the emotion of this weekend, it was ALISSON who got the winning goal with a header, with the last touch of the game, pretty much. And everything that he's been through, in particular, over the last couple of months. And so for him to get the winner, one, I think is always emotional when the goalkeeper bags anyway, especially under these circumstances. And two, just for everything he's been under, I think this is just... I hate Liverpool, you know that. I don't hate Liverpool. Their fans, a majority of their fans are quite frustrating. Not all of them. Some of them are really good, and some of them understand, but it's just the ones that have never been to Anfield and that would just give it the meh, 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 meh all the time. It's like, oh, piss off, will ya? But for all the real fans, all the proper fans of Liverpool Football Club, I'm with you on this because what a way to win the game. Especially the fact that that Leicester and Chelsea got to play against each other on Tuesday. Everything's in your hands at the moment. It's giant. However, West Brom should have been 2-1 up. And I'm not happy with it. It was ruled out for offside. And on first view, I understand why it's given offside. However, Carl Barkley was not in an offside position when that ball ended up at his feet, and nor was Matty Phillips in the way of ALISSON when he took that strike. So therefore, that goal should not have been ruled out. And they didn't put a replay on the screen. They put one very small replay. They didn't bring out the replay with the lines and stuff. They looked at it quickly, were like, "Yeah, it's offside," and fucked it off, and then moved on. No, don't like it.
Do you know what? I know people. I've even said earlier about people that don't like the offsides and stuff. In my eyes, yeah. Once we get a definitive position on the body, because even the arms and stuff, every week it's a different part of the armpit and stuff, whatever. But once we get a definitive one, you're offside. But I hate it when you just don't see, like, sometimes they won't show a replay and they don't do the lines. It's like, why aren't you doing the lines? Okay, if you see that the guy on the screen is that far off, he's 20 yards offside, cool, don't worry about showing me lines and stuff. But I hate it when there's a VAR decision and they literally quickly just go boom, 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 and it's done. Don't worry about it. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, Alisson's goal, right? It's the first time a goalkeeper has ever scored the winner in the Premier League. First time ever.
Oh yeah, because Brad Fiedel scored one to bring it back to equalise, and then they lost the last kick of the game, didn't they?
Yeah, first ever winner. That is fair play on him.
Fair play. He's the first ever goalkeeper to score for Liverpool. He's actually a goalkeeper as well. They had a goalkeeper back in like the late 19th century who used to bag all the time, but when he used to play out on pitch, so obviously he doesn't count. But yeah, it was what annoys me is Liverpool have been playing with this makeshift defence all season, and Phillips and Williams, we know they're never going to be anywhere near the first team again when everyone's fit, especially after the summer. But they've played together a few times this season, and just how easy West Brom found it to deal with the pair of them. What's wound me up is that why has no other club been able to deal with such a makeshift partnership?
No idea. Do you know what? Like with, do you know? I thought Phillips had a good game midweek against United. But do you know what? With Liverpool at the minute, I think it's just a little bit too little, too late. But they are doing that thing again that won them the league last season, where they're not giving up. They're grinding the results. I mean, look against United midweek. They looked like last season's Liverpool. They looked like Liverpool from the previous 2 years. Like they were just slicing through. And again, last year they'd have done this result. They'd have squeaked it. But prior years they would have drawn to West Brom, game over. But again, whether it's a goalkeeper scoring a header, whatever it is, it's that never say die that they're plugging on till the end. And listen, like you said, the fate's in their hands. They are literally. They could beat there or thereabouts, but if they do miss out, it will just be a case of too little, too late. I mean, there's some damning results this season. I mean, losing all those home games on the bounce, losing to Villa. I mean, they only have themselves to look at in regards to if they don't make the Champions League. It's not going to be anyone else, really.
Yeah, 100%. Christoph is watching the show. Christoph, part of the MAD family, and also part of MAD again, part of 4M1T, and there's lots of exciting things coming from them and from MAD in the next couple of weeks in particular. But he said, like, United losing to Liverpool, them scoring late winner today, all makes it so much sweeter when Cristal 2.0 happens on the last day of the season and they miss out on top four. Can you imagine that?
Roy Hodgson bowing out. Roy Hodgson bowing out by doing what he did with Liverpool, not getting them in the Champions League. You'd love it, wouldn't you? Jesus. I genuinely
absolute scenes when that happens.
But the problem would be if Leicester beating Chelsea would be the best result for them on Tuesday, because obviously it's easier for them to catch Chelsea than it is catching Leicester, obviously. So that they would love a Leicester win, and then Liverpool to win the last remaining games. I can see it happening, man. I can see it happening. So, I mean, what does that results today do for the top four? I've just seen a goal in the Premier League. Nice.
So Leicester are on 66 points.
Yeah.
Chelsea on 64.
Liverpool 63.
And Liverpool 63.
Spurs on 59. Spurs are done. Spurs anyway. Yeah, Spurs are done. All Chelsea need to get a point to confirm that Spurs aren't in the top four. West Ham are going to miss out, but we'll get on to that. But yeah, mate, a goalkeeper
feel for West Ham.
A goalkeeper scoring the winner in the 94th minute. Well, practically last kick of the game. Like, what can you say? What can you say? Top stuff.
Top stuff. Right, where else do we go? Let's talk about the thriller from Friday night. and it was Newcastle 3, Manchester City 4. A hat-trick from Ferran Torres. 3 different types of goals. First one of his has to be up for a Push Gas award. What a finish that was.
Unreal. My only being a complete bore. When you see the replay from the angle, it's kind of like straight down the middle of the goal at the keeper. I know he's probably not expecting it, but I think I'd want more from my goalkeeper. But what a finish, man. Like, just the instinct just to flick it on. Quality.
Now, there's been some dirty bets that went out on this game. I was seeing a lot of people win off this as well. It was like 400 to 1. It was like both teams scoring both halves, cut the cards, cut the corners. I was like, whoa. Like, why don't I ever get on these? It's because Newcastle United, I'm not expecting anything from them. And the fact that they led twice in this game as well, they went 1-0 up with an Emil Kraft header, which I thought was pretty damn glorious. And then they went 2-1 up. 3-2 up after Joe Linton scored arguably one of the best penalties I've seen of my life. The way he hit that with pace, power, precision. Or anything that I've said about Joe Linton in the past, I'll take back.
No, you don't. Just because exactly. Just because he scored a penalty. Come on. Listen.
John can say.
I will say this about anyone, right? And any striker that takes a penalty, if you can't even get a save out the keeper, there is honestly there's no excuse for not hitting the target with a penalty. That is literally your job. It's literally your job. If you can't hit the target from 12 yards out, goalkeeper save regardless, then you're in the wrong sport. So like we always give Joelinton a hard time, and it's a good penalty, but it's about time, isn't it?
Yeah, true. What else we got? Yeah, we had Cancelo. He scored. It was a deflected shot. It's gone down as his. Fair enough. It's up to them. But yeah, Ferran Torres, his first goal, glorious. They won a penalty again, did Newcastle, and I thought it was a penalty as well. Joe Willock, he took it. It wasn't the greatest penalty, but he was there for the rebound. And I thought fair play to having that instinctiveness. He also slipped en route to slotting it home as well, put it home with his 1 foot. I bet Newcastle were on cloud 9 at that point, 3-2 up against the Premier League champions. 2 minutes later, game done. 2 minutes after that,
do you know as well? It was
that's why Newcastle are down there.
Manager of the month, Steve Bruce, as well. Madness.
Oh, no.
Willock, that's his 5th goal in 5 games, man. That's pretty. It's pretty tidy. And do you know what? That's the kind of penalty. If you had Willock 1+ shot on target or 2+ shots on target, you're laughing because obviously you get 2 for 1, mate. Penalty save and a tap in. But do you know what? This is
exactly what you want.
City, like, they didn't even have to get out of second gear. It was pretty much second team as well. And I mean, when your second string has Ferran Torres scoring a hat trick, like that tells you everything you need to know about him winning the league. Also, big up to Scott Carson for his first Premier League start in 10 years. 10 years.
Oh God, yeah.
Like. That's probably why City conceded 3. I did not see Newcastle scoring in that game at all. So for them to score 3, I can only blame it fully. Scott Carson, the blood is on your hands.
Yeah, but was he at fault for any of those 3 goals? No. As well. He actually had a really good game. He did have a good game. What do you guys think on Willock? So I'm the Arsenal fan here, so I
hold on. You talk about this for 2 seconds. I need to get a drink.
It was
2 seconds.
Yeah, while you do that, you're going to do that, and then once I've finished talking about him, we're gonna flip the script as well. So, me on Joe Willock. Now, I don't think, and it might sound silly, but Joe Willock wasn't right for Arsenal. What they were doing at that time. It wasn't. If you look at personnel, let's not talk about how Arsenal got on this season, because Arsenal have been dog shit this season. We all know this. And you can turn around and say, oh, Joe Willock would have got this and would have got that. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have done that at Arsenal because we don't play a system that suits Joe Willock. So it'd be useless having him involved with what we were doing. However, he's proved enough that he can be a solid part of our midfield. Now, if we can't play him in behind the striker at Arsenal because we've got players that play there. If Odegaard stays on with us, he's going to be a shoo-in for that position. And if it's not him, it'll be Emil Smith-Rowe. And if it's not him, it will be maybe, Bukayo Saka, because there's a lot of talk of Saka playing in that position in behind. So Joe Willock is not going to be part of that whatsoever. So it's fantastic, the work that he is doing right now at Newcastle. I think all he's doing right now is driving his value up, which is going to get us a decent price, because at the moment, like if we said it before, we probably would have got 5-10 million for him, whereas 25-30 million, especially how the market is, and if anything grows financially with things as well. So that's how I see the situation there. What do you think, Cotton?
Yeah, I think he's good, man. I think will Arsenal want to take him back next season, or will they want to loan him out again? That's remained to be seen. But I think he's done really well. I think not only like his defensive duties, everything he does, he's added goals to his game in the last few weeks. I think he's looking quite bright. He's not that old, is he? Either. So I think there might be, if Arsenal don't fancy him for a whole season next season, I think there'll be a few clubs, maybe a few promoted clubs, that might want to look at him as a loan or something. So yeah, I think he's all right. So repping Big Sam here. I've got half a pint of wine. Genie-like player. Yeah. I think that's what. Yeah. So not only just his defensive duties. Like I said, he's going forward and adding goals to his game. This is why players go out on loan, man. Like, would he have got any game time at Arsenal? Would he have done anything? No. But obviously going out and playing. I mean, Newcastle's a pretty good team for him to go. Obviously, they haven't had the greatest of seasons, but he's getting first team football. He's playing with there's some talented players there. So he's done all right. And I think come next season there'll be a few people putting in some calls to see if he can come back out on loan. Well, it depends how Arsenal want to. Depends what Arsenal do with their midfield, to be honest. With obviously Odegaard will be, I think, going back. Partey hasn't really set the world alight, has he? But we'll talk about Arsenal in a minute, I suppose. But this City game, I mean, we'll go back to touching on Steve Bruce getting manager of the month, and I think it's so deserved, man. I think I've backed his corner so many times on it, not just because he's an ex-United boy or anything like that, but he genuinely gets such a hard time for no reason, man, other than it's not stylish, sexy football. I watched a really, really good video on this on I think it was either I think it might be HITC7s, and they did a thing about English managers and why there's no good English managers. And one of the reasons was everybody knows what Pep's style of play is. Everybody know what Klopp's style of play is. Like Tuchel has a certain style of play and a system sort of thing. The English style that these managers use, like Bruce and Pulis and stuff, it's just unsexy football. So it's always just people criticize it or they poo-poo it. But I mean, like Steve Bruce, look at people like Tony Pulis, right? Played horrible football at Stoke. Yeah, it was terrible, but how many seasons did they stay in the league because of it? I mean, as a means to an end. And I think Steve Bruce has kind of felt that backlash because he's a very boring, safe English manager. I mean, obviously, there's been quite a few times this season where they've compared his stats and his Newcastle finishes with Rafa Benitez. And there's been some points in the season where he's had more points and they've done better than under Rafa. But Rafa was a cultured manager that everyone loved. He was like loved at the club because Newcastle were punching above their weight by having Rafa Benitez. Right, there we are. Dylan. Sean Dyche, prime example. Sean Dyche, great manager. I want him I'm not even joking. I want him for England. I said this about 6 months ago on the show that Sean Dyche for England, and I'd happily have it. Again, kept Burnley. Look at that Burnley team. I know that this season they've had their struggles with relegation, but they're staying up. Look at that Burnley team, man. It's crazy. The lack of quality, without the disrespect to Burnley fans, the lack of quality, and year after year after year, they're getting the results. They're staying in the league. They're doing what they need to do, and it's just English managers playing unsexy football, getting a bad time. And one of the ones they brought up. Do you remember? Was it Paul Clement at Swansea? Was it a year or two ago? And they were even saying if his name was Paolo Clementino, he'd have been in line for much higher jobs. And I'm not doing the whole. I'm definitely not going down the coming over here and taking our jobs. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying. Yeah, I want to get that out there quickly. What I'm saying is that English managers play horrible, boring football, but they get the job done. But they just don't get the respect, and they just don't get the respect because it's. Right, if Arsenal went and got a new manager tomorrow, yeah, you want a flashy, you want a name, you want Allegri, you want someone continental, don't you? Just because that's just the way it is. Like you don't, as horrible as it sounds, you don't want Scott Parker, you don't want.
I want Graham Potter.
Well, maybe Potter. Well, there's still a few, but like you don't want Eddie Howe or Scott Parker. You want Allegri or you want Nagelsmann. Do you know what I mean? And it's because the English style of football is just frowned upon. And would you be happy to see Route 1 football at Arsenal? No, you wouldn't, because you've got higher aspirations. But these managers are using the teams to their disposal and the tactics they can use within the team. And if their aim for the season is staying up and they're staying up, more power to them. Big up Steve Bruce, manager of the month. Here's my half pint of wine to you. I'm not even joking. It genuinely is.
It genuinely is half pint of wine. I've got a lot of time for that. Right then, let's remove that comment. Thank you very much, Dylan. And let's go to Spuds. They won 2-0 at home to Wolves. I was not inspired by this game. But Harry Kane, he gets on the score sheet again. Woodward got hit a couple of times. But the build-up to the second goal for Højbjerg, I was super, super impressed with Reguilon. Reguilon's energy and determination, one, to keep the ball in play, and two, to make sure he made sure he maintained control of the ball, was second to none. I don't think I've seen that from a Tottenham player ever. That level of determination.
Do you know who Reguilon reminds me of? He's a Spanish Trent. Unreal going forward. He's, like you said, he's got the energy to go forward. He's got the pace. He can take on and beat a man. I just don't trust him defensively at all. But going forward, sweet Lord, like if Spurs were playing a back five and he was like a left wing back and he had free range, he'd be unreal.
Yeah.
He's not terrible.
Well, this is why he did so well when he was at Sevilla, because they played back three. That's why he looked so wonderful.
Yeah, well, Jesus Navas was playing right wing back, and he is just a winger that they've kind of tried to teach tackle. But I mean, Tottenham again, it's just a case of too little, too late, man. Too many horrid results, stagnating under Mourinho for too long. Too long to pull the trigger on that, and I think Europa League again is where they're going to end up, because the results and the swings needed to go their way for them to get Champions League is pretty unfathomable. So, who do you think for the Spurs job? Because I think I know who I think they might go for. Who do you think? Who would you put in? Who would you put in as your choice, and who do you actually think they'd go for?
With both, I think they should go for Sarri, but I don't think Scott Parker would be a problem. I don't think it'd be a bad decision whatsoever. He plays good football. He plays fantastic football. The issue is the personnel he's got isn't good enough. Spurs have got better players than Fulham.
So, do you want my answer for those ones?
Sean Dyche.
Scott Parker.
Are you going with Scott Parker? Oh, okay.
Scott Parker.
Yeah,
Scott, that's why I asked the question of who do you think they will get or who do you think they want to get, sort of thing. I think at this rate, right, without taking a piss out of Spurs and it being banter, the Ajax man has already signed the new deal and said no. Brendan Rodgers has already said no. Nagelsmann's going Bayern. How many more times can Spurs let themselves not be humiliated, but let themselves go for a manager and then go, nah, mate, I'm all right.
No, you're right.
No, thanks. Scott Parker, ex-club, I wouldn't say legend, but ex-club, cult hero sort of thing.
Very well thought of at Tottenham.
Yeah, very well thought of. He's got Fulham playing great football with a terrible squad. Mitrovic is probably just a bit better of a 9 than Harry Kane. I can't even say that was so also with Fulham going down. On how much is that going to cost him to get out of his contract? Yeah. We know what Levy's like, man. He's just been burnt hard. I think that's the first time in a long time he's really spent for a manager, and it's gone absolutely tits up. So I honestly think Scott Parker, and I was literally just saying while you were off about how English managers don't get the respect. I don't even think he'd get an interview for the job, because again, I think they want someone flashy.
No, I think he would get an interview because they know it's a bit like Arteta with Arsenal. Arsenal could have gone out and got a big manager and a big name, but money. They want to contain as much money as possible. Spurs are the worst for that. They went through 3 windows without spending a penny. Excuse me. They don't like spending. They don't like spending money. Scott Parker plays a beautiful brand of football. He will be cheap if they're looking at going out and getting a big name gaffer. Excuse me, or couple of few million a year, whatever. What was Mourinho on? 15 million a year.
It's not.
They'll probably be able to get him for 3 million a year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not even just the wages; it's the compensation. If they want to go for someone at a bigger club or a bigger European club, listen, they know that you're gonna have to pay for your nose, and they've just done that with Jose. I honestly think Scott Parker, man. Spurs fans, I don't know what they would think about that. I think they probably want someone flashy.
Elena from Lily White TV, she said it for banter. And on the Football Dugout channel, and I was like, I actually don't mind the sound of that.
No,
and I remember she got hammered for it, and I was like, nah. She don't hammer her, because she's just saying it for banter, because she just wanted Jose out, so it didn't matter who came in. She was like, you know what, screw it, Scott Parker. And I sat there, I was like, that's not actually a bad shout.
I don't even think that's banter.
No, because they played beautiful football last season. No, because she was just thinking just out the box, who could we get? And I think I'm on the same wavelength mindset in terms of value.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Delivery. He looks the part, which I know it shouldn't ever be on attire and what you look like, but what that does have some level of, bearing on it, because it's how you demand the respect, isn't it?
Ex-player managers are kind of in vogue at the minute, so it wouldn't be too terrible. It's one of those as well. It's along the lines of the Ollie and the Frank Lampard thing. If it goes kind of tits up, right, and he's looking at they need to get rid of him, whatever. Again, the fans won't necessarily turn on him. Do you know what? They'd probably blame Enoch and Levy for signing him in the first place. I don't think they'd hate on Parker. So I don't think so. I think it could be win-win for everyone, man.
Yeah. Why not? Let's see what happens. I know there's been talk Graham Potter. I love Graham Potter. Have you ever watched any of his videos on coaching, when he's in the room and he's got the pads out and stuff, and he's talking like, the guy is an absolute tactician. Yeah, man. He deserves a chance at the top. He knows his shit. And once again, there's another gaffer with an average squad. We're going to come to them and say, I'll tell you what, let's go to them now, because we're talking about them. So why don't we go to them and just make life a lot easier? Brighton 1, West Ham 1. Brighton went 1-0 up with a vintage Danny Welbeck goal. Sorry, once again, straight faces. And then they were pegged back 3 minutes later by Ben Rama with a strike from the edge of the box. But Brighton, all season, and parts of last season, because last season we saw them play some nice football as well, let's be real. But this season, I felt that they have been criminally unlucky, incredibly unlucky at times, where they have dominated a game, had more chances, but they've got someone toilet up top who can't put the back in the net.
It's not even just one person that's toilet up top. Toilet up top. That's our new show. Toilet up top.
Toilet up top. Welcome.
They've got 2 toilets up top. 2 words. The problems are Mope, Welbeck. Mate, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Do you know how many goals? Do you know what landmark that was for Danny Welbeck? The guy's been in the Premier League since he was 17 years old.
Is that his 50th Premier League goal or something like that?
50.
Oh, it is. Oh, I was taking the mic.
No, 50.
Oh my God!
And I know you can't compare because different people are different people, mate. I reckon, what did it take? Like 2.5 seasons for Danny Sturridge to get 50. Now I know Welbeck was played out on the left and stuff every now and then, but I'll tell you what, how many Premier League goals has Rashford got now? 50 Premier League goals when the guy is like 30, man. I couldn't believe I couldn't believe it when they said it. I was like 50. Stick a 1 in front of it.
It's not that type of striker though, is he? You know, he's not like a proper goal scorer.
Well, what kind of striker have Brighton got then? Because the last proper striker they had, the last proper striker they had was Glenn Murray, mate.
It was Glenn Murray, yeah. But Glenn Murray bagged.
Neil Mope, yeah, of course he did. The goal tractor. Oh no, that's Grant Holt. Same difference. Neil Mope is just a meme. He's just a banter player. Like, he is absolute dog, but he does silly celebrations and he acts like a twat. Like, he is not even like a shithouse player in like the one that you want at your club, like Xhaka or McTominay that like getting stuck in. He's just a knobhead, mate. Like that crying celebration. Oh my God! And then losing the game anyway because like you gave away a penalty. Like, good, got it coming to you. I can't stand him. My gaffer.
I liked him at Brentford. I thought he was going to be on to bigger and better things. I really did because he used to bag and his movement was great. He's getting to the right positions. He was, as I said, like he was able to bag, but he was also able to be well involved in that link-up play. And I was thinking, you know what, you could actually come to the Premier League and do a job. And when he first came to Brighton, he looked all right, but he ain't cut out for it.
No way, man. No way. He's soft. He's so soft. He gives it large like he wants to scrap everyone and he's like a big bully. You see when people touch him or body him, like he goes down. Like I know everyone goes down in a minute, man. But like he's so soft. He wants to be that guy that looks mad hard, but he just ain't. And he doesn't back it. He doesn't back it up with his finishing. Like you say, Brighton, right? They've played incredible football, and we said this last season, and we'll say it this season, and we'll say it again next season. Until Brighton get a proper goal scorer, like, do you know what? If I was Brighton, right, and I know this is pure piss take, but in the summer, I'd be speaking to Giroud's agent and be like, look, you ain't getting any younger. Would you like another stint in the Prem, 1 more year as a starting striker, something like that? See what Chelsea want for Abraham. See if you can get Abraham.
I was going to say, have a word with Tammy Abraham. I'd even have a word with Eddie Nketiah because Eddie Nketiah, at the moment, like I think Eddie's one of those strikers that needs 5 chances to bag. But that's only because he's not playing week in, week out. You start that bastard week in, week out, he will score goals for you. And the amount of chances that Brighton create, there you go. There's one ready-made there. If Brentford don't get promoted, I'd be having a conversation with Ivan Toney.
Yeah, but
it might be a risk. It might be a risk again, but like I'm not being funny. He's a clutch forward. He gets opportunities. He bags.
I don't think it'll be a risk. I think it'll be a case of whether Brighton will be a big enough of an attraction to him because I think there'll be a couple of clubs that will be looking at him. To be honest, maybe Brighton might be further down that list, but.
I feel that if Ryan Brewster was to go there, he would be bagging. I honestly feel that because once again, look at Sheffield United. Like not at the moment, you know they're losing. They're 1-0 up. They're 1-0 up. Sorry, they're 1-0 up. Yeah, it weren't him who bagged though. But like they don't create that many opportunities, so it's difficult for players like him. Once again, clutch forward that is going to be able to get on the score sheet on a regular basis. I think. Any half decent striker should be bagging for Brighton.
Yeah, they create chances, man. They play really good football. Do you know what? Like, I know it sounds really contradictory, but Graham Potter's like the one exception to the rule where people do genuinely talk about how good he is and how good his style of football is. But still, I still couldn't imagine him getting a much bigger job. I really can't. I know it's horrible to say, but. I mean, you would have him at Arsenal, right? Because he plays football.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, we've got the personnel to match the football that he plays. We're just not
but
playing very well. I
that-
want people to remember that as well. Like Arsenal fans going, "Oh, this plays shit. They're playing shit." No, they're playing shit. They're not shit. They're playing badly. A little bit of confidence, get the juices flowing again. We've actually got a decent side, if you've got a decent gaffer to do it, then yeah.
Do you think Graham Potter would be a sexy enough signing, A, for the board and B, for the fans?
Yeah, I think he'll match both. I honestly think that there will be a number of fans that I think no, but there's a number of fans that you could turn around and say pick any manager in world football, and they'll pick him. Then they will still get and then say go out and sign
Klopp.
Messi, Ronaldo. Yeah, get Klopp, go get Messi, Ronaldo, Salah as your front three, Kane on the bench. Then they'll be like, why is Kane on the
back?
Yeah, why is Kane on the bench? Why don't we go out and sign him? We could start Haaland and Mbappe, and there will still be Arsenal fans that'll be moaning about it. So you can't appease Gooners. You really can't. It does my head in. That's why I'm just like, thinking about getting the Coventry season ticket because it's up the A5 for me. I could get there in a half hour. They're going back to the original stadium. Well, it's called the Coventry Building Society Stadium now. Actually, Stephen Cotton. So therefore, don't offend Cov fans.
Okay, well, quickly, while we're saying that. Sure, you know what the greatest named stadium in the whole of football is, don't you? Right?
The greatest named stadium.
Yeah. There's two.
I like the New York Stadium.
No.
I like the New York Stadium because I went to New York the week after, and I said I'm going to New York today, and everyone was like, "Oh, I thought you were going next week." So it's just like really crap pun.
There's a better one, right? So in second place,
I know.
I'll tell you in a second, right? I'm going to do it. So in second place, right?
Don't tell me the names.
Okay, in second place, they've renamed one of them, right? They've renamed one of them. So one of them was, I'll give you one of them.
One of them in Switzerland.
No.
Okay. You give me your two names, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you the best stadium name.
The two greatest names, stadium names, are. It was, but it's since been renamed back to Bootham Crescent. It was the Kit Kat Crescent in York. At number two, but number one, the best named stadium in the world is Livingston Stadium because it's the Tony Macaroni Stadium. And we love they're an Italian restaurant chain in Scotland. So the Tony Macaroni Stadium. We love it.
I have got the trump card in my back pocket. And
does it have anything to do with Young Boys?
It has everything to do with Young Boys. Young Boys of Burn, of course. Not.
I was going to say, come on. R. Kelly over there. Come on, bro.
But they play at the Wankdorf Stadium.
Yeah. You win. I forgot about that. Because I remember getting that on Football Manager, and it was like Cotton smashes Young Boys at Wankdorf Stadium. It's like, whoa!
Oh, steady.
FBI like on the door, like
it's just Football Manager. I'm honest. Honestly, that stadium would not be able to survive in this country.
Oh my god, that's crazy, man.
Earlier on today, I saw Villa go 2-1 up, and I was like, well, this game's over. So I went to the gym, and I come back, and it's 3-2 Palace. I can't see Palace ever scoring more than one goal in a game. I don't know, just something doesn't...
Right. My famous last words to my gaffer at work, I said... Benteke scored and Zaha scored. He said, who got the second? I went Zaha. I was like, listen, other than Eze sometimes, nobody ever scores for Palace that isn't Benteke or Zaha.
Or are you?
And then up pops Mitchell. And I was like, oh, okay. Thanks for making me look like a dickhead.
He scored. I'll tell you what. If Cristiano Ronaldo had scored that, everyone would be wanking off about it. Because... it's just something that Wankdorf. They'll be loving it in Bern. If he's one of those, it's one of those. I think he tried to mean it. He made it look like he tried to mean it, and he's sort of did a sideways chest into the goal. Now Ronaldo scored a couple of goals like that. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, Ronaldo just scored with his chest." He literally went like that. But it's Tyre Mitchell, and he's just a young lad from North London. He's from South London. Like no one cares.
Who scored one of them the other week in the Prem? It was a real good one, like proper born. Was it a Leeds player?
Was it Lee?
Someone scored a Chester the other week. Yeah. By the way, I know we're just kind of really quickly going off topic, but it's only because I've just seen it. The winning goal in the Atletico game, 89th minute, Luis Suarez, mate.
Oh,
absolutely mudded Barcelona. Love to see it.
And Real.
Well, it goes down to the final.
Everyone.
Goes to the final day, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, still a little bit on it, isn't there? Still a little tiny touch on it. Yeah, Palace madness, honestly. John McGinn's goal was glorious. I really enjoyed that. You know, just first time, passed it into the back of the net. And people were moaning, saying, oh, Butland should have got onto it. Nah, that was just execution at its finest. Big fan of that. And El Ghazi with a tap in. Benteke, he just can't stop bagging at the moment.
What's that like? 5 in 109 or something? He's got. He's
on
fire.
Yeah. I think it's 5 in 5, 6 in 112.
Yeah, on form. That is why sometimes form and stats can be very, very, very misleading, man.
Well, he's trying to get himself a club because he's out of contract at the end of the season, and he's not trying to get a new contract.
Is he?
No, Benteke is.
That is Football Manager. Wherever you're at, if you're not in the top 10 of the Premier League and he's on a free, boom, sorted. Bring him in. He's terrible, but there you go. They can have another dead striker. Play Welbeck on the left, Benteke in the middle, Mopo behind, or play 2 up top.
Hey, you're a wig.
He said
it. Royalties. Southampton 3, Fulham 1. Che Adams, Taylor, and Walcott with the goals for Southampton. Carvalho on his first start for Fulham got a consolation. Now, Taylor was awesome.
So good. He's so good, man. He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? Yeah, I know that again. The league table doesn't reflect this, but Southampton have a real good side, man. They're like maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but they've got some youngsters. If they can keep them, they don't all go to Liverpool. They can build on something here, man. Like as long as they keep Hasen, who I know again he hasn't had the greatest of seasons and whatnot, but I really think that like Southampton's a real nice little project to keep your eye on as a neutral. It's
a project, yeah. I like that. I don't think they've got a really good when everybody is super fit, their starting 11 is half decent.
Yeah,
it is pretty good. You know, I think they will get gutted apart this summer. I see like Vestergaard getting a move. I see Bednarek getting a move. I think either of those could go and move to a number of clubs around Europe and higher up in the Premier League table. I honestly believe that.
Danny Ings will bounce.
Danny Ings, he'll be off. Taylor, Arsenal youth product as well. It was released in 2015, 2017, around that sort of time, a few years ago.
I like Gineppo as well.
No, you don't. Stop lying to me because I like Gineppo and you always cuss me out. No, fuck you, man.
Nah,
you're getting nipples at me hard.
He's all right.
I rate him a lot. I think he's a damn good player. Nathan Redmond, he's 27.
Still, he's been 27. He's been 27 for 5 years.
It's been 27 since we've been doing 2 up top.
I'll tell you what.
3 years now.
The only person that's ever been 27 any longer than that was Andy Metcalf. I'm telling you now.
Andy Metcalf and Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, the only 2 people that have been 27 for that long. I'm telling you.
100%. He's 27. His birthday's on the 6th of March. He's born in 1994.
I understand this is very rich coming from me, but do you know what? It's the hairline, man. Because obviously he was like Uncle Phil hairline at like 22. So
he's had
assume it's old.
He's definitely been on job.
No, Townsend was the worst for that. Literally hairline. Townsend's hairline was down to his spine, and then next week was just full globetrotter afro, and it was like, bruh. Mate, Ashley Young, have you seen Ashley Young with hair?
Nah.
What? He's got like a full little mini afro at Inter. He just shaved it bald. Like he just used to shave it. Like he's just got a head of hair. Like it's really weird. Like look at Ashley Young's hair, mate.
I'll just have a little look. I can't see anything with hair. It just looks like it's got a normal. Oh, it's got a little one there. It's got a little one there. Yeah.
Yeah, but he hasn't even got like a dead hairline. He's just
It's a
got
strong
like
hairline.
yeah.
Okay.
But a bird shat in his mouth once, so
Yeah, but it didn't happen. He keeps saying it, saying, "Oh, it never happened. It never happened." It friggin' did. We saw it. What was it?
Yeah, what was it then? Yeah, like
tell what it was, and then I might actually like stop giving you ag for it. But it looked like it to me. Let's be real. And the final game, we'll have a little mention on something else. The final game, Burnley 0, Leeds 4. I was going to put a couple of quid on this as well. I'm so annoyed because what did I do? Oh, it was JB's birthday, and I went out and I went to the Brampton Holt for a couple of pints in the afternoon, and I was thinking Leeds was something like
21 to 20, mate.
Yeah, I think they were high. I think they were higher than that at one point.
I was thinking the same as you. I was thinking the same as you. I was going to go so deep that he couldn't walk tomorrow, and then I kind of and I was like, Burnley haven't been terrible recently. They're at home, and then at halftime I was like, bollocks.
Well, I had it down as Burnley being favourites, so therefore bet on Leeds because it's the lunchtime kickoff. That's what I do now. Whoever the favourites are, double chance the other way. Don't acca it. It's a single bet, and then use that money for your 3 o'clock games. And it was quite comfortable for a long period of the game, but after it was 2-0 up, because at 1-0 and at 2-0, if I'm honest, Burnley had chances. Matty Vidra, his movement was absolute sex at one point. I was gutted that he didn't score, but Meslier had a game and a half. When he was called upon, he dealt with it. He's 20 years old. He might be 21 now, but he's still a kid. He is going on to big things.
He looked shaky in the first 20 minutes, but he put that behind him.
He's a kid. He's allowed.
Yeah, exactly. Going on to Vidra, man, like he's such a bridesmaid. Like he's such a nearly man. Like he's not a terrible player.
Great player. I'll rate him.
Mate, every week when he was in the Championship, when he was at Watford, like every week he guaranteed that like the score sheet was Vidra, or whoever he played for in the Championship, it was Vidra. Every week Vidra scored. I don't think he got a fair shake of it at Burnley, but I mean he's on a Prem wage. I'm not saying he's happy to ride the bench, but like he's not got a terrible gig, but he's a good player, man. Speaking of not a terrible player that should have been doing better, finally Rodrigo is scoring some goals.
Both of them glorious.
Yeah, mate, crackers. And do you know what? I got caught today. I was coming out of I was bringing a drink out at work, and I was talking to my gaffer, and I said to him, I was like, Leeds are just like so good on the ball, aren't they? They are just a great footballing team. And this guy, literally 2 foot in front of me, was like, we're great, aren't we? And I was like, oh no, are you a Leeds fan?
Oh no.
Like, and he was like, who do you support? And I was like, Man United. And he was like, what? He was like, what? And you're praising Leeds? And I was like, listen here, buddy. I'm a football fan first, but yeah, like Leeds have been great. Come on, like I know, breath of fresh air FC and all that, but when they do play ridiculous football, they play ridiculous football, man. Like, I mean. You talk about managers moving and stuff. I mean, I know it's I think Leeds is a project as well, and I mean, Leeds and Bielsa's resolve is going to be really tested in the next year or two, I reckon, because I think there'll be some big jobs that might want to have a word with Bielsa. But I'm not going to lie, right? Literally, I don't know, we've taken a piss about breath of fresh air FC and all that, and it does get annoying. But what Leeds have done this season is, like, I know Sheffield United came up and kind of did it last season, but it wasn't as flashy as this. But what Leeds have done this season is kind of, you can't not applaud it. Like, I don't care.
They've ripped up the rule book. They've come into the Premier League and be like, we're playing like this. Fuck you lot.
No, they've come up and been like, we're still going to play this expansive attacking football that we played in the Championship. Okay, yeah, we'll get thumped some games. 6-2.
Hey.
But let me get that in there. But, like, they've been value for money, man. And they're one of the games as a neutral that I know I should want Leeds to lose or whatever, but when I see that there's a neutral game on, that's one of the games that I know I'm going to enjoy watching because they'll either win 7-0 or they're going to lose 7-2. Do you know what I mean? They're balls to the wall. They go for it. It's like me on Football Manager. I have one tactic. Like I get annoyed when managers do this, but I don't adapt like Bielsa, they don't come up against City and go, right, it's City, let's play a back five. And then they go, fuck it, man, we're gonna go
bang.
for we're gonna go at City like we'd go at Burnley, like we'd go at Palace, like we'd go and mate. And do you know what? And I know that Leeds fans must get sick of it being called naive, and sometimes it can be naive.
Yes,
but if you do it week in, week out, it is kind of. I don't know if it is naivety, because if that's just your style of play, like, again, without disrespect to Leeds, if Leeds are playing City, you expect a City win. So it isn't really naive to just go in and go at them, because what else are you going to do? Just sit back and defend, and City will break you down and score anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So look at the result they got against City. That was just an example.
They won 2-1.
Yeah,
they won 2-1 at the Etihad.
They did defend for the last 20 minutes or whatnot, but then they still were. They weren't just steadfast and a draw against City's good. They're like, no, fuck this, we want it. We're going to go for it.
Well, they had an opportunity in the last couple of minutes, didn't they? And Stuart Dallas was like, I'm having that, thank you very much. Because City were trying to get the job done as early as possible with the Premier League, weren't they? So they could start arresting players, all that sort of stuff. And Leeds are like, no, mate.
That is enough of me praising Leeds for the next fucking year.
I will turn around and say, though, what I was really happy with Rodrigo, because, they signed for big money, 29 million, whatever it was.
Oh, it's not even big money anymore, is it?
Well, it sort of is for a team that's newly promoted. It might be Leeds United, but they're brand new, they're newly promoted sides. So spending that sort of money on one player alone is a lot. But he has not really been playing. When he has been playing, he's not been playing through the middle as a direct number 9. And this game, he's played sort of like wide and behind, whatever. Yeah. This game, he played as a direct number 9, and then we saw the fruits of the labour if you play players in the right position. None of this. We can play there. Play to your strengths. Play your best players in your best positions. That's as far as I see it. Right.
I'm glad you said that, because it's going to have a little 2-minute. But I genuinely think this year and last year, obviously, football changes a lot. Obviously, like, everyone in the Premier League now is playing a 5-back and everyone's playing out from the back, because that's the in vogue thing. But in this season and last season, I genuinely think it's been the resurgence of proper strikers. Now, I know Rashford, Mane, Salah, players like that can play out wide and they do come in and score. Great, they're good players. But look at the goal-scoring exploits this season of Suarez in Spain, and he scored the winner today. Lewandowski, Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Bamford, people that are actually just Cavani, people that are just
strikers
are actually, again, we're back into that phase where strikers are the ones scoring goals. It's great if your midfielders chip in. It's great when your wingers chip in and that. But the actual Lewandowski, Kane, the out-and-out centre forwards, Haaland, like, they are the ones this season that have taken, and last season that have taken all the headlines, all the plaudits. They're the ones you want in your team. And the only person in the world that would probably disagree with me is Pep, because he just doesn't like strikers.
He doesn't like strikers.
But, mate, look at Lukaku out in Italy this season. Inter have won the league comfortably, and Lukaku again is just bagging for fun. Proper strikers, but just give them the ball, they'll score. Stick a cross onto them, they'll score. You don't need to be cutting in from the right, left, jinking, doing skills, curling them in from angles and whatever. Give them the ball, goal. Play it to feet, goal. Play them in behind, goal. I'm such a whore for strikers. I love Icardi, love Van Nistelrooy. Like, I love poachers. I love strikers. So I'm super, super happy to see the resurgence of proper. Mate, I don't know, you think I might be taking a piss, yeah? I'm genuinely not taking a piss. Your man Silva at Frankfurt. He
scored a lot of goals. He's scored a lot of goals. He scored 26 goals.
Only Lewandowski and Haaland have got more goals, haven't they, in the Bundesliga?
Now, I wanted to put a little something on Haaland quickly as well, because when Haaland scores, he doesn't score one. Like, the last time he scored once in a game was in February. Every time he bags, he scores at least a brace. Now that's filth.
The kid's a freak, mate. I've never seen shot power. I think the last time I saw shot power on a player that young, and I didn't actually see it at the time, I'm talking going back and watching stuff. The last time I saw someone with shot power that dirty at that age was like R9. Or maybe Adriano. But, like, I don't know what his feet are made of, mate. He kicks a ball and it's like it's like an advert. Like you just expect the ball to go through the net and like to be some funny sort of meme or something. But like every time he hits the ball, it's like, calm down, mate. Like,
one against PSG when the football came back last season, and they almost ripped the net, and that sound, I was just like,
yeah, it literally like cracked. The stanchion pole with the wire on it, like keeping the net tight. I'm pretty sure it did actually crack. And just another thing to love Haaland. Did you hear his interview after the Pokal Cup on?
Oh yeah, about being shit and things like that.
He gave he did the Gattuso. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And it's like,
that's why I love Germany and German things. Like, obviously he's Norwegian, but like over in Germany, you get away with swearing on the telly. It don't matter.
It's not even just that. It's just nice to see a young lad enjoying his football. Like, he hasn't got the pressures of his sponsorships and this, that, and the other. He's just having a wild time, man. He's doing the funniest pressers. He's just what is he now? 21?
20? Is he still even? Is he 21 yet? Must be now.
Oh God!
Melier's 21, by the way.
Please don't upset me with how young Haaland is.
He's 36. No, he's 20 still. Yeah, okay, he's not 21 until 3 days before my birthday.
So right, it's even worse. It says born Leeds, but he's just a 20-year-old lad. Yeah? 20-year-old lad breaking Champions League records, breaking Bundesliga records, just scoring goals for fun, and you just love to see it, man. I know there's so much horrible shit going on in football at the minute with people getting marked out for abuse, whether it's racial, homophobic, religious, whatever. So to actually just see a kid enjoying his football, it's fucking. It brings you back. It brings you back, doesn't it?
It brings you back to a level of normality, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Before we go,
what's Everton?
It is still 1-0 to Sheffield United. Lol.
I tell you what, though, the odds have really drastically gone. So Everton are 3-1 and the draw is 2-1. Sheffield United don't win this game, surely.
No, of course not. They can't hold out for that. Surely not. I'm not touching it because he's just gonna get messy.
I've got a free bet though. I don't know. I might save that for mate. I might save that because no, it's already kicked off. Oh shit! Hold on.
French league.
Yeah, hold on. Let me tell you what's going on. Boo. We want a Lille win because if Lille win today, then last game of the season, all they need is a point. But PSG are already 1-0 up, playing against 10 men after 16 minutes.
Yeah, and Nîmes are also drawing 1-0 with drawing 1-0 with Lyon as well. So it looks like that's sort of done there. PSG are going to win out. They're playing against Rhyme, and Rhyme are down to 10 men.
Hold on. This isn't all doom and gloom for Lille, because if Lille draw this game and PSG win, they're still a point ahead. So last game of the season, all they would need is to match whatever is to match whatever PSG do. I'm trying to find out what matches are. What have Lille got last game of the season? I know this.
I did actually look at this last week.
My phone just died, so I can't even.
That's all right. So here we go. I've got it here now. So next week, Lille have got Angers away, and PSG have got Brest away. Lyon have got Nice at home, and Monaco still have an outside chance. I've got Lyon away, but Lyon are going to need a victory that day because they, Marseille are leading 1-0 at the moment. So a Marseille win. If it stays as it is, put it this way: if it stays as it is, Lyon will need a victory against Monaco in order to guarantee themselves
some European football.
Some European football, yeah. So Monaco, once again, like they've got that outside chance of winning the league still. If they get 2 points with this, that'll put them on 77. They haven't got as good a goal difference as Lille, though. But if Lille lose the game, then that could make things interesting. PSG have got a far superior goal difference over Lille. So, yeah, it could be...
Could you imagine Poch's first season at PSG and he gets knocked out of the Champions League and doesn't win the league? Like the league is
it's not his full season though. It's not it's not a full season. And to be fair, look, all the teams have stepped up massively. Leo have only lost 3 games this season.
Tuchel was dust out after like 10 games or something, right? If even that. But this isn't being like Farmers League. There is no excuse for not winning any title when you have Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria.
A full season. Let him have a full season there. If he doesn't win it next year, and he stays as a full season, he doesn't win next year, then he's a fraud.
Also, more fool them for not playing a card anymore because he scored a hat-trick in the cup the other week.
Yeah, but it weren't against
anyone
like,
needs. Yeah.
Who we talking Poitiers or something like that?
It weren't that bad. It weren't that bad. Oh my god, Dortmund won 3-1 today, and didn't score one.
Yeah, because but he would never score one. That's what I'm saying. Like when he does score, he scores brace. But that's it. No, what you got?
Quickly before we go, it's nothing too exciting that whatever, but I know you'll love this. So, Football Manager 2021. I'm on my 3rd season now, and you'll love who I am. So basically, I know you love him, but I actually love him like shirt ordered because he's my world. Sosa for Stuttgart.
Oh, Borna Sosa.
Unreal guy, isn't he?
What a player. What is he on Football Manager? He's crossing 20, surely.
Unreal, mate. He's my man in the match all the time. Like Waman is all right. Waman's all right, but he just.
Oh, you actually started with Stuttgart.
Oh yeah, I'm 3 seasons in, mate. I got I finished. I was supposed to avoid relegation. I finished 7th and missed out on a Europa League space by a point first season. Second season, I finished 4th, so we're in the Champions League. Second season I finished 4th, so we're in the Champions League. So 3rd season, I'm currently 3rd and just beat Valencia 6-0 in. Quickly, I'll just real quickly. It's only because 3rd season I signed Marco Reus for 12 mil because he's aging and Dortmund won and gone. So I was like 12 mil for Marco Reus. Come on, then.
Take it.
Douglas Costa on a free.
Oh.
Daniel Carvajal on a free. He's my backup right back. He's my backup right back because I've got Wonder Kids galore. Nicolas Gonzalez for Stuttgart, still there.
Love Nico.
Still does a few bits for me. Waman's not developing as I'd like. But, mate, the back four's jokes, man. It's like Sosa, Paletti, some Italian wonder kid.
Are you playing Sosa like as a left back rather than a wing back?
Fullback, yeah, he's like a fullback, but he broke. Just to let you know, the Bundesliga assist record is 12. He got 14 in one season, so Sosa's an absolute don. But you're gonna hate my midfield, right? Holding midfielder is Scott McTominay for 24 mil. He's picked him up for 24 mil, valued at 50 now. My centre mids, you'll love one of these. Centre mids is Tonali.
Yep, right that.
Picked up Tonali for 20, worth like 60 now. And then Burak Ince, Turkish guy, absolute don. And then it's like Roy. And then my front 3 changes between like Royce, Costa. Oh, Alex Teixeira, got him on a free first season. Absolute baller. So
he's been an FM legend for years.
Yeah.
Over the years.
The new football manager's beautiful, and we're having a great time with Stuttgart.
You fucking fill your boots for that. You need to keep me updated with that. And that takes us to the end of the show. Subscribe, like, share, yada yada. All going on the bottom of the screen at Top Football, of course. And if you didn't know already, if you put Top into Google, our name comes up first. But that's it from myself, Gav Mack, and my boy Stephen Cotton. Cheers.
And we're still Southgate out.